running that jug in the mid lane first off. In fact, it was TNC back with Teehee who were always doing it. So,
Yeah, it's interesting.
Tough call.
We'll wait and see if they will indeed pick it up, but there's still one more ban left for Evil Geniuses. Now, the question I have is, where do they send this Magnus? Normally, it's been really only played in that 3 or 4 position as of recently. Do you think that's going to be the case? I mean, there is already a Train Protector, as you just talked about, so...
I would imagine it's still just going to be for Universe, but there's the Axe. So rather than taking the jug for himself, TNC will be like, go ahead. Because, you know, these heroes that tend to be good with the Magnus, they're pretty bad against Axe. Good hero. He can just jump right on top of someone like a Juggernaut. He can cancel out that spin TP. Would make it difficult for Arteezy or Sumail to go around ratting the entire map up.
Yeah. Axe is a good choice for sure. And it's another Universe hero, but again, you already talked about the Magnus, so there's a good chance that he just plays that, but... 50 seconds left in reserve time. Again, we talked about potential pairings. They'll go for the Rasta first, so they don't go for the Jug immediately. Maybe they have another idea of what they want to do, and they're not really concerned about the Jug. TNC could still definitely pick it here if they want to. I mean, there's plenty of room. They get the good old Lina. Ooh, the mid lane Lina is coming out for TNC. The hero of the meta currently in terms of lane dominance and just crazy stuff that you can do.
Yeah, she didn't get mentioned in our first draft either. Was taken out very early on in our games earlier this morning between OG and SG Esports. We didn't really have a chance to see her, but partners up well with the Axe. She can layer the LSA over a Berserker's Call. They already have great team fight coming out from the Earth Spirit too, but there you go. That is a very nice partner. So we're into that second tier of partners. You know, there's the first one in terms of like Troll, Lifestealer, Jug, but then you get into the Slark, the Faceless Void, the Anti-Mage. So... the free Battle Fury coming online here, and moving later into the game. Now, the Shadow Shaman and Train Protector, they both scale pretty well. TNC removed one of the other very popular buddies in a Sumail Ember Spirit.
Get that Ember out of there. And, the thing is, this is still not going to be... like you were talking to me about what certain pros were saying, and that Lina currently is one of the most, if not the most dominating lane hero in terms of mid in the game right now. So I don't know what you do if you're Evil Geniuses to deal with it. Obviously... you don't necessarily need to have the best lane against Lina. You just need to get some farm. So, what are your thought process when it comes to matchups against Lina? It's not unheard of. Well, they'll have to think about it. I'm just kind of scratching my head. I wonder what do they do with their last couple of Magnus picks. They put him with obviously Alchemist, but he's been banned out. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's not what I was anticipating.
Omni?
I'm not sure what.
All right, well, something awasome's happening here. I guess it's probably some male Magnus. That's a little disappointing. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some CIS mid Omnis lately, so I got a little excited. But it looks like we'll just be for Sumail then. So of course he's well known for his Magnus. Has a very good one, and then that'll be throwing this Omni Knight over to Universe and Arteezy on his AM. As much fun as a mid Omni would be to see from EG, does not seem their style.
Let's not count our chickens just yet, man. We don't know for sure if it is or
maybe they've been watching. I don't know.
Anything could happen. It's day one. It's the second series of the day. Who knows what the hell's going on?
I mean, as you're saying, in terms of like matching up against Alina, Shockwave would be a very handy tool to have. You can just kind of, although you're a melee hero, so it would suck. But if you're a Magnus mid, at least you'll have the Shockwave to try and rely a little bit on your CS.
Yeah. Also, levels wouldn't be an issue either. Usually, when you're in the offlane, sometimes you have a tough time finding that experience, especially if you're getting zoned out pretty heavily. But you should be fine.
They ban out the Ursa, who's a good hero against AM. With that physical damage and quick burst to try and bring him down. So at this point, he's also a Diffusal Blade carrier, which you probably want against Omni, even though they're not quite as good as they used to be. Still nice for that Guardian Angel. And so probably looking for some combination there. There is the Jug, but again, there's this RP, and the Anti-Mage can kind of man-fight you, so I don't know. You'd have to be pretty confident in your Jug if you wanted to go that way.
Anything else standing out to you right now besides that Juggernaut? It seems to be one of the classic picks.
Weaver's, like, kind of okay. Builds Diffusal.
Okay.
Can rat a little bit, but doesn't offer any control. Not an Abyssal Blade builder.
Well, we should have known.
Terror Blade.
That's an interesting pick, I suppose. But one that is starting to become more and more common as we get through the Kiev first couple of games. So, all right. What are you thinking, Trent? Tell me about this this terrible pick.
Seen him right. This is an AM and an Omni Knight, so early on, not the strongest. The Omni doesn't really have any D push. AM doesn't. We have Shockwave. We have Ether Shock when he gets into some levels there, so they're just gonna kind of try and bring that tempo from TNC, control enough of the map with Metamorphosis, take down these early towers. You have the Crystal Maiden to keep the team up and rolling. No natural HP regen though. No mech builders. No helm builders really. So that could be a concern. That might be kind of like one and done pushes, but when you're working with Metamorphosis, it kind of works out that way anyway.
Yeah.
So this is pretty solid. He gets that damage rolling early on. Probably going to be looking towards that blink on the axe to really give them that big momentum. But I could see TNC doing it again here.
Yeah, there's a definite possibility. There's a lot of control for this anti with terribly out. They have really good push potential. This is a definitely doable draft, really for both teams. Again, if we were coming into game number one, most people would probably give the advantage to EG, considering, of course, you're playing up against TNC. After that first game, though, I'm not so sure. They do have the Shadow Shaman again, so they have some pushing of their own. Very good team fight, as we mentioned, for EG with RP coming out, but we'll see how this this gets started. I imagine Tims will be wanting to roam around pretty early here, maybe to go mid, potentially. I don't know. We'll see how the laning phase goes. What do you think about the laning phase in general, Grant?
I would say the first early half of the game should be pretty well favored towards TNC in terms of heroes, but EG, of course, is a team well known for their later game tactics and strategy and kind of an advantage in that department. So, I mean, would have said the same thing last game, but that PL was pretty crazy. So we saw what TV did earlier today. One mistake and you'd be heavily punished as Smail comes up, but
he does have Skewer, so there's that at the very least. You will avoid the gank. However, the bounty rune might be taken here by TNC. They'll drop a ward. They'll leave somebody here, and they'll head back with a couple of the heroes into their own jungle. Meanwhile, EG are doing the same, but this time top lane. Sam H not wanting to try to fight here. So just some interesting rotations. And also still over here is going to be Zai. He might be able to steal this. We'll see how well Cuckoo does. He maybe can scale up LSA and go for it. They shouldn't be able to get this one over towards, rather EG shouldn't be able to get the ones over towards the top rune spot. And of course, let's see if Cuckoo can pick this up.
Yeah, Sam H is even going to leave this one, so he gets denied it on both, much like they do. You see that rotation way heavy down bottom. RTZ can just go take the axes, and then Crit just walks on back to deny that one out there from Sam H.
Bounty runes. That's what it turns into. Musical bounty runes. So they'll pick up a couple of them. Tim's already starting out mid as anticipated. But again, Skewer has been skilled up for Smail, but we'll see what Cuckoo wants to skill up first for himself. We'll see also if Tim's wants to head top. He definitely wants to get this ward down. And we'll look at the rest of the lanes and the way they're shaping up. Universe and then aggro dual lane with the Treant nearby. Defensive dual lane with Raven and Rior. And then top lane, of course, it's starting to turn into dual lanes for both teams as Tims is rolling up here for now.
Yeah, and Smail's already out of tangos. Burned to them both thanks to that first little bit of engagement. And then the pressure coming out already from Cuckoo. So he's got that Null Talisman. It's pretty hard.
Rolling Boulder onto Crit. He'll just eat his way through towards the tower. Sam H went for spin first. No procs coming out. There's going to be the Shackles coming in. Crit just cancels. He's like, I do not want to die to spins right now. So Sam H will get some work done. Yeah, that's a frightening position to be in. Tims also has Rolling Boulder ready to go again. He is running in. No, Crit doesn't have a salve, but still might be able to juke it away. Arteezy also taking a lot of damage, but Tims is just going to head out. He's like, that's fine.
Oh, look at that roll, too, to make sure he gets to the wave or the creeps in time with that wave.
That was, yeah, I was wondering. That's sick.
Yeah,
damn.
Nice little play. And that'll get a pull in. And Axe can just deny this, and then Axe is comfortable fighting in here around these neutrals and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Sam H salving up, just pulling and taking the entire creep wave. Again, Arteezy. He does have Blink now, so a bit safer than he was previously. Tim's getting close to level 2. Again, Rolling Boulder is there. They don't have Call yet, so still missing some experience for TNC. But already this lane a little bit rough for EG early on in this game, Trent.
Yeah, I mean, you'd rather be the Radiant denying this out from an AM than like your Axe missing out on some stuff just because he's pulling into these waves, and he's